Spoiler alert. This blog is for people watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+. Do not read on unless you have watched episodes 1 to 3. After appearing in the final seconds of last week's installment, this episode was pretty much the Baron Zemo show. And Daniel Brühl, finally getting to flesh out the role he first had in Captain America, Civil War, pulled it off perfectly. He probably had more lines in the planned scene alone than he did in the whole of Civil War. Zemo is charming and eccentric one second, extremely menacing the next, as per his meeting in the jail cell with Bucky. I just wanted to see how the new you reacted to the old words. Considering how the Winter Soldier tore apart goon after goon in the Madripoor bar fight on Zemo's orders, let's say Bucky hasn't changed as much as he thought. Or do you think he was merely playing along in the same way Sam was pretending to be the smiling tiger? This scene was so smooth, and the Ocean's 11-esque device of narrating a proposed plan when all along it was a flashback worked perfectly. The interplay between Bucky, Zemo and Sam was a highlight of the series so far, particularly Zemo's reveal that his family have been rich for a long time. His mini-review of Marvin Gaye's Trouble Man soundtrack was wonderful, and correct. The soundtrack's a masterpiece, as was his needling of Bucky by starting to read his list of wronged people. There was a tension to that scene on the plane, and when I saw Sam and Bucky boarding, my initial thoughts were that they'd soon be falling from the sky, or poisoned by Zemo's doddery butler. Perhaps I'm overthinking it, but there was something about the bar fight and shootout in Madripoor that didn't sit quite right. Hugely enjoyable as it was, I couldn't help but wonder if it was Zemo's plan all along, playing out as he intended. Perhaps not. Whether that's the case or not, Wilfred Nagel ends up dead, and his lab is up in flames, meaning Zemo has ended yet another super soldier program. It was very convenient he had that car stashed in a shipping container, and also that he has a house in Riga in which they can all stay. We now know the Flag Smashers stole 20 doses of super soldier serum from the power broker. If there were 7 or 8 of them, that means they still have 12 or 13 doses left. My hunch is Captain America and Lemar will end up taking one each, leaving about 10 up for grabs. Will Sam get one? We learned more about Karli this week, too, seeing that the medication she wants is largely to combat diseases such as TB, while food is also high on their agenda. Nobel causes, for sure, but blowing up buildings with people still inside is not the way to go about it. Dovich, her sidekick, seemed to feel the same way.